Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are at Trainfest 2024 and we are going to be going over some different things and all the vendor booths that I went through. So let's get started off here with Walthers Proto, or just Walthers, sorry. They've got the new SD70s and SD75s, the Gevos. I went over this one kind of quick, so I apologize, but we got some passenger cars here coming up soon. Next we move over to the Walthers Proto. We got some E units, some F units. Here we got the GP40s, I do believe. Maybe these are GP30s. I think they're the GP30s. But again, we got some F units, some E units, some box cars, some coil cars, intermodal cars. Next we're moving over to the switches and track. And over to the buildings here. Some of these are out and some of these are going to be out here within the next quarter or so. And then there's some more buildings to look at. And a few more structures like this auger, which was very cool. And the cable system for safety for a grain elevator. And a cool logo. Moving on over to Athearn trains, we've got the new run of SD40s. These are the standard SD40s. We got BNSF, Santa Fe, and Kodachrome. Looks like Conrail and undecorated version. These here I do like. I think are pretty cool. This is Genesee and Wyoming SD40 T-2. They're coming out soon. We got Rio Grande, BN1, which is a fictional, Southern Pacific, and 2 Union Pacific patched locomotives. Here, I thought those were pretty neat. And there's some box trucks there that we looked over. These are some little steam engines that I think are Athearn Genesis, if I do believe right. I think it showed in the sign, but I didn't catch that. We got some N-scale hopper cars here, which I thought were pretty neat. I'm not an N-scaler, but I figured I'd show you. Moving on, we got these Athearn Roundhouse, I believe, F units, some more N-scale stuff here, box cars, and a couple coal cars. Moving down, we've got the Santa Fe SD45 T-2s and some AC 4400s here at the bottom. Here's some more of the Roundhouse F units, including Amtrak, CSX, and the BN unit there. Some grain hoppers from Roundhouse, I do believe, and these tank cars, which I want to get my hands on some of these. I do like how they look. They are out. Here we've got the GP40 and the AC 4400, and below that we've got these big GEs. I think, what are they? They show here U50. Again, here's some more Roundhouse F units, plenty of paint schemes. Some more Roundhouse grain hoppers. I like these. They kind of bring back memories of the old Roundhouse cars I first started collecting, and I still have some. And here's a couple of CN SD45 T-2s for you guys who like the Iron Range. These models look amazing. Lots of detail for the Ready to Roll run, or the Ready to Roll line. Moving down, we've got the Southern Pacific steam engines they've been coming out with, and another AC 4400 there. Moving over to the table, we got some GP50s here sitting on the table. These look very nice. These have been out for a while, but they did have them on display here. And we've got a GP9, I believe, rolling around. Another one in this CNW. And the new announcement, new model, is the Athearn Genesis SD60, which we'll take a look at here in just a second. Here we go, the new Athearn Genesis SD60. It's coming out with the BN, Conrail, Sioux Line, and CN, UP, and NS. So, moving on to scale trains. This table had a bunch of stuff on it, including some of the fictional paint schemes, or hypo-prototypical they call them. I think they call them, something like that, along with the CN Heritage units in the back. Very, very nice. I have the Illinois Central one. And we got some SD40-2s, the ICG, and the EMD Police unit, I believe, is what the lighter colored one is. Some N-scale SD40s, GB30s. Now we were looking at the new AC44 C6Ms. These are very nice. The NS paint scheme, and I do hope they come out with some more into the other paint schemes like UP and CSX. Those would be pretty cool to see as well. Looking at the rest of the table, we got some SD45s or SD40 T-2s along with some boxcars and their very first steam locomotive, the NNW Class J 611, along with the passenger cars that go with it. This unit looks very nice. I'm excited to see these come out. I probably won't get my hands on one, but I think they're pretty cool. Moving on, we've got the GP40s. There's the Spirit of 76, Western Pacific, CNW, LNN. I believe there was another one, I didn't catch that. Looking at the table in the front, I do believe we got some SD45s. Here's a board they had for 100 years of prototype model railroading. We got some boxcars along with some SD38s. And we got some water tenders and some other such. Here we've got the CSX Heritage units they're coming out with. These looked amazing, along with some tank cars. And my favorite, grain hoppers. We've got some rivet counter and some operators here. And some other GEs, ES44s in the back, and the SD39s. And some reefers there in the front as well. Moving on to Broadway Limited. Got some very amazing announcements here. We got a couple steam engines sitting here, but what I'm most excited about is the UP observation car. I've got one of these on pre-order to load my train, and it's going to look very nice. I was very impressed with it. I know, yeah. Did a very good job on these street cars. There's the SD70 CE one there. Here we've got the 844 along with the observation car. The lights in the back. I cannot wait to see these painted.
Part of me wishes I brought everything because I could sell like 16 pieces.
Another big announcement from Broadway Limited is the UP Power Car and the Idaho, which is the theater car. Here's another paper on the lights. I went through this quick so you guys can pause, but I'm very excited about those. This is the Prairie Shadows. They had quite a few things like these airside cars. I love those. I'm going to get a few of those when they come out. These auto racks with opening doors. And their big announcement, the GP20C Eco from Canadian Pacific. Along with some high-cube box cars, which are very good looking. And these grain cars, which I thought were really cool. Never done before in HO, so these will be very cool to see come out when they do. I think I'm going to get my hands on a couple of these when they do come out. So there's some information on there. So if you guys need to read anything, you guys can pause and read it. I kind of went through this fast. Here's some GCL stuff. I apologize. Oh, this is Airwire. They do some, I think, all Bluetooth, some stuff here. So this is for your G-scale. I didn't get too into depth with it because I'm not a G-scaler. So moving on to ESU, got just some demonstrations, so some very good sounds, very good lighting. As you can see, the lighting on the inside of the cab. And here we've got a steam engine, European, I would assume, with a lot of steam coming out. Very cool. And these scale trans GB30s. Moving on to Atlas, they have quite a few announcements here coming up. Got a loop track and a few cars sitting out. Moving on to what they got coming out. They got this caboose here, which is pretty neat. And the next ones are these beer can tank cars, which are pretty neat as well. Here we got the new Atlas CF7s they just announced. There's a shell, pre-production shell. Currently there's no road names coming out, but there's about 3 different variants. So This will be very cool to see when it does come out. Moving up here, we got some boxcars, high cube boxcars coming out here very shortly, and along with some other boxcars that will be out before too long. Here we got the new bi-level cars. I'd love to get my hands on some of these, but they just don't fit my layout, so probably won't happen. Here we got the GP40s that are currently available, along with these electric locomotives. Moving up, we've got these U30Bs. Very cool. I like the BN1 there. And we're moving over to the B40-8s. And all the different Santa Fe paint schemes are just kind of cool, along with the BNSF. Moving on to InterMountain. A couple different things. You got N-scale SD40s that I think are coming out here before too long, which are very nice. They came out really good. I'm very impressed with how legible everything is on them. With some N-scale passenger cars and sand hoppers. And here's something very cool. They're selling PTC antenna arrays, which I thought was pretty cool. And that's not something a big company has done before, so it was kind of neat. Moving on, we got some intermodal cars that I think are now available, along with these grain cars that I got a few of that are now available that are weathered up, along with some freight cars, some sand hoppers, some box cars, some auto wrecks. All these are in stock, I do believe. Now we got some reefer cars here, Santa Fe, and I believe Union Pacific. And there's a box car they're coming out with. These ones here are also pretty cool. Some fictional paint schemes. There's some Spirit of 76, V&O, SPSF, and Kodachrome. All tier 4s. So I do believe there's another one of these coming out very shortly. It does look like. And moving on to Bowser, and a couple of unique items here. These F units. The UP one shits out pretty good with that giant plow in the front of it. We got some SD40Fs, SD40s, these Alco engines, which I don't know what they are, but they are very cool, very, very detailed. I love these. They look really good. Here's one of their new pre-production SD40-2s that were running around the layout. The white cab. Here's the KATO booth. Let you guys look to this, mostly on scale, so nothing that I had a whole lot of interest on, but I figured I'd go over for all you guys that are interested in the N scale. Moving on to Rapido, we've got some of the new E units that are out. Very good job on these. They look very sharp, along with the P42s and these Metro units, along with the Metro commuter cars. Very, very sharp. All the different road names and road name specific. 4010 switchers, box cars, and then the SD9s, which are very, very sharp, and they're going to turn out really good, and I can't wait to see these when they come out. Moving on, next we've got the GP9 and the Slug, along with the GP38 and the U-bolts. Very, very sharp. Good job by Rapido on all these models. Moving on to the next dealer, we've got Class One with the ARI 5200 hoppers. I'm ready for them to come out. Those are very sharp, and they are coming out with a already pre-weathered model, so stay tuned for that. Now we're going to move on to some layouts. I'm going to let you guys go and watch the rest of this video without listening to me talk, so hope to see you guys in the next video, and thanks for watching.
The other two again, because I've taken some of the music and stuff, and I'm still on the line. So these other guys are doing. There's actually at least one day.
Solution to deal with it. Like when I'm closer, because I'm fucking so closer to this to the front now once you get that, there's hope. We'll take that. So there's hope because you can do it at this level. Because that's how it was with the system. That was just a long-term sustainable. But I think, yeah. When I get whatever those things right?
If I do this, they won't stiffen up quite as bad.
Once yearly, they were
Okay.
Look, they're fixing that one.
It comes from.
Does it have semi-trailers on it? Is that all coal? Is that gravel? That's the Milwaukee road.
good idea.
I'm going to have one time with the 93. Yeah. Sometimes secure the reverse loop from this angle. And then like by the Racine Depot, they had this.
I know.
Look at that Ferris wheel. That's so cool.